in case you want to become more productive, faster development if you want to do, we would need something like Studio. But instead, you can again go to Visual Studio download, and from there download Visual Studio Code rather than downloading Visual Studio.net. Just download Visual Studio Code. This one, and it hardly takes, I think, maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes for you to completely install it and you are up and running. So I have already done that, and I have Visual Studio Code. Now what you have to do here is, you have the basic skeleton. Just open the folder of your choice. Like right now I'll say open folder. Go to the folder where I created. And that's it. We have that folder opened. You can see the project file. You can see the very simple vanilla editor. Not only for .NET Core, any other development also it is a wonderful tool. Even if you want to do PHP and Python development, you have simple plugins and you can just install them and be up and running. Yes, for C# also, you have to install C# extensions. There are a lot of extensions actually, but to develop applications in C#, to properly show you the keywords and all that, you'll have to install C# extensions. So just go to this link, download and install it. It's in Marketplace of Visual Studio, absolutely free. So Visual Studio Code is a lightweight, very lightweight actually, but really very powerful source code editor. And you have not only Windows version, but you also have Mac and Linux version of Visual Studio Code. That's the beauty. On those OS also you have Visual Studio Code available. So it comes with built-in support for JavaScript, TypeScript, Node.js. That's it. But everything else you'll have to install extensions, including C++, Java, Python, PHP, Geo, and so on. So yes, these are the benefits. Like any other editor, this also have the same benefit. IntelliSense is there. Debugging you can do, line by line execution, fast and powerful editing, because it gives you opportunity to jump from one cursor to another cursor, with on one position of the cursor to another position of the cursor, and so on. Source control integration is there. Source control integration is there, and blah blah. Now good thing is, once you have this, you can just go to terminal window, integrated terminal, and from here itself you can do most of it. Just go to view, integrated terminal, and here only you can write .NET run, and here only you can see the output. Just save this, Control S, and run. So from within the same Visual Studio Code editor only, we are able to write the code and execute the code. We have some options here. You can split the editor for multiple files. all the different files which are open, you can see here, like this comparison. I mean, just start playing with it and you'll start learning it. There is nothing explicitly for me to mention in this. So same thing, you can actually create a new console project. Same story here also, you have the target framework, but you will see now the target framework has changed to 2.1. When I compiled this notes, it was 2.0, but now it's 2.1. And yeah, what you can see here is bin, and there is a debug framework, and then the DLL file. So actually speaking, you can give command like this: .NET bin debug blah blah blah. All this you can give. Hello world app.dll. Bin debug. Okay, it is 2.1 now. .NET Core App 2.1 Hello World App. Slightly different in my handout, and you see this executes. So instead of giving this whole thing, we are actually using a shortcut. .NET run, that's it. So if I give you on your machine, I'm going to give this DLL file. So on your machine, you are going to use this command for execution. When I'm running it from the project, I mean from the folder where I have my source and project, then I would use this command. My project is in the current folder. That's why I'm able to use this command. Very important. Now, as usual, we'll have case where we want to have multiple mains and mention one of them main as the startup object. So let's say this is hello, and I'll change this 1 and just create one more. We'll call it as 2. This is program 1 and this is 2. So now if I obviously run this, if I run this, we got the error. Program has more than one entry point. So we have the option now of specifying the command. Just what we have to do is at the time of build, we will have to specify which one we want to build. .NET build, give the project name and say /p : the startup object. What is the startup object? It's hello world app dot one of these two. Hello world app dot program 1. And now say the problem is if I execute .NET run, it will again do that build. No, good. It has already taken the latest version. So same thing, rebuild. It's again taking 1 only. Actually we should modify, because it's doing probably incremental build. Just modify and rebuild. Yeah, that was the problem. .NET Run invokes .NET Build. .NET Build is doing incremental build. Only if the code is modified, it's recompiling. Otherwise, it's not recompiling. So I just made some small change. One space I added, and then I gave program 2 as a startup. But instead of giving at the prompt here, the best thing we can do is go to the project file, and here we can specify under property group, you can specify a tag called as startup object and mention here, what was that, hello world app dot program 1. That's it. Save it. And now if you say .NET run, it will take care of. Yeah, go and make the change here to 2. Save it. See, this round basically means that the file is not saved. Then .NET run. Hello 2. So that's how you can basically make use of the command line options. Then there is one wonderful feature. What you can do is here there is a .NET watcher, file watcher actually. You can simply execute the command .NET watch and give run. So what it's going to do now, any kind of file which changes in this particular folder, any file changes when it happens in this particular folder, automatically .NET run command is going to execute. See this? I have right now program 2 as the startup. So I'll just go to program 2 and change here again and just press Ctrl S, and you'll see just press Ctrl S and it's running automatically. Make a change, run, and it will execute again. So this is file watcher, very useful especially for ASP.NET. When you are doing ASP.NET project, the moment you make a change, you want the project to automatically build. You don't want to explicitly build and publish. In that kind of case, this would be very handy. .NET watch command, file watcher actually. And you can do little more. You can execute here .NET watch and give verbose and save, maybe build this time, not necessary run. And once it starts here, I don't know why this error is coming, you can ignore it. Just make a change here. For example, I remove semicolon and I save it, and it's automatically builds it. Small errors looks, yeah, there is a small error in my command. Control C, what did I give? Yeah, supposed to be double hyphen. You have to give 2 hyphens. Now put, so right now there is error. I put a semicolon and I rebuild it. I just say save and it rebuilds it. So maybe handy sometimes, makes things easy for us. So referred as file watcher. Here also you can do debugging of your application. Let me stop this now. So for debugging, what you'll have to do is, after you install this for the first time, and if you go to program.cs file, if you edit program.cs file, automatically Omni Sharp is going to load. You have to just say add. You'll get a prompt on top. Add the missing asset to build and debug your application. You'll get that prompt. You'll get either here or you'll get here. You just say yes, and then the Omni Sharp is going to load in your studio. And that Omni Sharp is responsible for actually helping us in debugging. Basically, net to net, Studio Code comes with only the base skeleton, and need basis we are starting to install the plugins into it. And many times it will only tell us, for this there is a plugin available, please install it, and you have to say yes. So yeah, you can put a breakpoint like every other program, and after you put a breakpoint, you have start debugging. That's it. It will break there. All the windows are there. Watch window. You can add args. It's empty string now. We have only one variable. So breakpoint, and from here onwards, I believe you all know the common features where we can use this different windows to know where is our code and so on. If there are variables, it will show them here. And you have this toolbar on top. Step into, step over, step out, stop. So use debugging feature of Visual Studio Code conveniently as per your requirement. Now we will see how to create a solution after this particular thing.